Do you think straight after busting a nut, you're so ready and disciplined to go conquer the world, to go compete against other men, to go speak to other women? Or do you feel a little bit shameful? Imagine you bust a nut within 30 seconds, like, you've cleaned up and shit, right? Are you gonna feel as confident and as horny for her, which you should do, before or after you bust a nut? Imagine you're gonna compete against a guy, you guys are gonna do like a 100-meter race, right? Are you gonna run faster or slower when you have this masculine seed inside of you and you're horny? You wanna know like the pattern of behaviors for men? We build up this horniness because we have more and more semen developing in our testicles. We build this up, we get really horny, and then we want to use this to impregnate a woman. Even if you don't really want to get a girl pregnant, that's like, what our core desire is. If we don't have a woman right now to have sex with, there's two things that can happen. One, if you're a Jeffrey, you go onto Pornhub, you go onto some shitty, dirty website, OnlyFans, because that's like kind of a woman to impregnate. So you start watching that shit and then you bust a nut. But two, if you're on self-improvement and you've taken a big step back from porn and all that shit, then you're horny as fuck, you don't watch porn, you don't have a girl right now, then you start working on yourself. You start actually pushing yourself harder, because then you kind of know, if I work hard and I build more muscle and I look sexy, I'll probably be able to get more girls. So that energy, that sort of like pure masculine energy, if there's any masculine energy, it's really that, isn't it? That gets turned into your drive for self-improvement. So many guys waste it. So many guys, as soon as they feel horny, honestly, like a monkey, like a dumb little creature, just start and just spasm there, like 2 minutes of pleasure, 5 minutes of pleasure, boom. And now they've just lost 10%, 20%, 30% of their masculinity for the next few days. Someone who is a compulsive wanker is usually never going to become successful. The moment that a young man's life change these days is that he already has been addicted to porn and ejaculating. When he stops that, and it takes a bit of a trial period, because you stop, you get so horny, you end up doing it again in like 1 day, then 2 days, then 3 days. But when you start to get weeks at a time without busting a nut, you realize, like, yeah, it's horny and you get distracted, but you realize how fucking masculine you feel. Think about that. Like, if you go a week without ejaculating, you get so horny you can't even do anything. If you want pure masculine energy, that's like the extreme side of it. You get so horny that even though you want to do work, all you can think about is fucking girls. And that might be like a little bit of a good thing to experience. Maybe you don't want to go that far that you're so distracted, but you certainly want to progress to that. Be careful. I know this is so weird to say. Be careful of how much you're ejaculating. As a young man, like very young, like 12, 13, 14, 15, right? Generally, you can do it more than as you get older. What I've learned from these communities, not like the shitty nofap YouTubers, like any YouTuber who talks about like nofap and semen retention, most of them is shit. It's like a few sort of like underground communities and shit. But what I found is that if you have any level of masculine energy inside of you, if you're actually a man, you can't just be happy being a fucking loser, being Jeffrey or being close to Jeffrey. You can't. If you've had the experience of a man, you know exactly what it feels like to be down there in the bottom of the social hierarchy.